Facing his toughest test to date by far, 37-year-old former world champion Julius Indongo. He's 5'10 and a half and will enjoy an 1.5 inch reach advantage over Kazakh Thunder. This one's scheduled for 10 rounds in the welterweight division. What kind of fight do you expect here, Sergio?
I think this is going to be a sleeper right here. Not only is Indongo a former unified champion, but he's also an Olympian as well. So he's a tall, lanky fighter, very experienced, very confident. It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, I don't know, Sergio. I mean, all credit to Indongo for what he's done in his career, but he is a wild and wide puncher who wants to trade with you. When you got Yeleussinov, who is a terrific counterpuncher. I think he's almost tailor-made for what Yeleussinov can do.
But it's southpaw versus southpaw, and left-handers, you know, they don't like fighting each other. They like having the advantage. We asked Yeleussinov how he feels about it. He loves it.
When an orthodox fighter is fighting a southpaw, there's that front foot game. What's the game when it's two southpaws?
I have no idea. I'm not a southpaw. But it's like fighting each other. Usually they have the advantage. So
it's a mirror fight.
It's a mirror fight. It's very, you know, they don't have the advantage anymore. Add the inactivity that Yeleussinov has, so that's another thing.
That was a slapping punch from Indongo, who stumbled backwards a little bit.
It's kind of what Indongo does. Is he ran into a few counter shots against Terrence Crawford when Crawford knocked him down twice on his way to knocking out. His last 2 losses, he's been knocked down a total of 6 times in those fights, so he goes down a lot.
Going back to the left-hander versus left-hander, you know, they're not used to seeing too many southpaws. Even though Yeleussinov has so many fights and he's experienced on the Olympic level, he has. Indongo hasn't.
Indongo's nickname is the Blue Machine. You can see it on his trunks. We asked him where that nickname came from, and he said when he fought in the national team in Namibia, when the catering wouldn't come, he was one of the few guys that had a car, so he'd jump in his blue car. Oh, a big left hand from Yeleussinov sends Indongo down.
4, 5, 6.
Todd, this is what I'm talking about. Indongo goes in, he's wild, he throws wide punches. Yeleussinov is built for this type of fighter.
Yeleussinov rolled with that with his shoulder and came back with a nice left uppercut.
And he swings wild again and gets caught with a left hand. Indongo will go down swinging, that's for sure.
I love that from Yeleussinov. Normally, we were used to see him get angles with his feet. Right there, he just stood in the pocket and rolled with that shot.
Look how composed Daniyar Yeleussinov is. He looks like the veteran at 29.
Well, remember, too, Yeleussinov is the established welterweight, whereas Indongo's success mostly came at 140 pounds.
And to finish that story, he would jump in his blue car and bring the food to the other fighters, and they would say, here comes the Blue Machine. But right now, the Blue Machine is malfunctioning here in round 1.
Yeleussinov looks sharp, laser sharp with that left hand.
You could see Indongo kind of blink his eyes and open up as if to say, man, I got to wake up here or I'm going to get blitzed.
That was a sniper-like first round for Yeleussinov. Kind of like Floyd Mayweather came back with that left uppercut nicely.
That wasn't even a full rear back and fire shot from Yeleussinov, just a short little left hand on the inside, and it put Indongo down.
But Indongo just leaves himself so exposed with these wide punches that if Yeleussinov can just keep it disciplined, he can land big shots like that.
Chris, I was going to ask you who won round 1, but I decided not to.
Good call.
Well, Indongo will make this fight exciting, win, lose, or draw.
I like the way Yeleussinov is staying more stationary now. Before, he was always bouncing on his feet, getting angles, switching from lefty to righty. Now he's a little bit more composed. You know, he's more of a professional fighter now, rolling with his upper body and not really shifting his feet as much. He settled down his foundation, which gives him more power.
You would think this would be kind of a last hurrah for Indongo if he can't win this one at the age of 35 with spectacular losses, as Chris Mannix mentioned. One to Terrence Crawford. I was there ringside for that one. in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, Crawford knocked out Indongo with a body shot to the liver, and then Regis Prograde.
Whoa, and he's down again for a second time.
4, 5, 6.
Chopping left hand to the back of the ear of
8,
Indongo.
9.
Normally those take away your
He doesn't look like he wants to
We're
fight.
done.
He's
We're done.
calling it off. He's waving it off. And Indongo says no more. Kazakh Thunder picking up his 6th knockout. He is now 10-0. And what a dominating performance, Chris Mannix. This guy seems to be ready for the next level.
Look, it's a terrific name to add to your resume. A former unified world champion and the perfect opponent for Yeleussinov. Indongo, look, he won titles. You give him credit for that, but he won by fighting a non-puncher in Ricky Burns, and he won with a one-punch knockout over in Russia against Edward Troyanovsky. So there was vulnerabilities there.
You're doing a rap with yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes to you. 1:24, round number 2, for your winner by TKO and crowned the new IBF Inter-Continental welterweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, still undefeated Kazakh Thunder, Daniyar Yeleussinov.
Do you give him an A+, Sergio, for this performance?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. He was laser sharp. You know, he knocked down a two-time champion, a unified champion, a fighter that just been knocked out by champions. And now you could add Yeleussinov to that list.